In the labyrinth of life, we often find ourselves entangled in conflicts, whether overt or covert, with adversaries real or perceived. Our instinctual response is often to engage in battle, to meet force with force. However, there exists an ancient philosophy, a timeless wisdom that offers a different path, a path of inner mastery and self-control. This philosophy is Stoicism, a guiding light in the darkest of times, teaching us how to conquer our enemies without resorting to violence. As students of Stoicism, we embark on a journey of self-discovery and enlightenment. Through the teachings of Stoic philosophers such as Seneca, Epictetus, and Marcus Aurelius, we learn the art of transforming adversity into opportunity, of cultivating resilience in the face of adversity. In this narrative, we will delve into the depths of Stoic wisdom, exploring 8 powerful strategies to destroy our enemies without ever raising a sword. Chapter 1. Know thy enemy. The first step in neutralizing our adversary is to understand them deeply. As Sun Tzu famously said, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the result of 100 battles." In Stoicism, this knowledge begins with self-awareness. We must first understand our own weaknesses and vulnerabilities before we can perceive those of our adversary. By cultivating mindfulness and introspection, we gain insight into our own psyche, uncovering hidden biases and prejudices that may cloud our judgment. But knowing oneself is only half the battle. We must also strive to understand our adversary with clarity and empathy. Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, "Don't explain your philosophy. Embody it." Through observation and contemplation, we seek to understand the motivations and desires driving our adversary's actions. By putting ourselves in their shoes, we gain a deeper understanding of their fears and insecurities, allowing us to anticipate their moves and counter them with precision. Chapter 2. Master your emotions. In the heat of conflict, emotions often run high, clouding our judgment and impairing our ability to think rationally. Stoicism teaches us the importance of mastering our emotions, of cultivating inner tranquility amidst the chaos of battle. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." To master our emotions, we must first recognize their power over us. Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." By acknowledging our emotional responses without judgment, we gain the ability to observe them with detachment, like a Stoic sage observing a passing storm. Through practices such as mindfulness meditation and cognitive reframing, we learn to reframe our perceptions of adversity, transforming fear into courage, anger into compassion. Chapter 3. Cultivate inner strength. True strength lies not in physical prowess, but in the resilience of the spirit. Stoicism teaches us to cultivate inner strength through discipline and self-mastery. As Epictetus wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Through practices such as voluntary discomfort and self-imposed challenges, we strengthen our willpower and fortify our resolve. But inner strength is not just about endurance. It is also about adaptability. Stoic philosopher Musonius Rufus reminds us, "It is not adversities themselves that hurt or damage us, but our interpretation of them." By cultivating a mindset of resilience and flexibility, we learn to adapt to changing circumstances with grace and equanimity, turning adversity into opportunity. Chapter 4. Practice detachment. In the midst of conflict, it is easy to become emotionally invested in the outcome, to cling to our desires and attachments. Stoicism teaches us the importance of practicing detachment, of relinquishing our attachment to external outcomes. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not indulge in dreams of having what you have not, but reckon up the chief of the blessings you do possess, and then thankfully remember how you would crave for them if they were not yours." Detachment does not mean apathy or indifference. Rather, it is an acknowledgement of the impermanence of all things. By letting go of our attachment to specific outcomes, we free ourselves from the tyranny of desire, finding peace and contentment in the present moment. Chapter 5. Lead by example. In the face of adversity, true leadership is not about wielding power over others, but about inspiring them to greatness. Stoicism teaches us to lead by example, to embody the virtues we wish to see in others. As Epictetus wrote, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." By living according to our principles and values, we inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of positive change. But leadership is not just about action. It is also about character. Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, "A man who suffers before it is necessary, suffers more than is necessary." By cultivating a mindset of resilience and fortitude, we inspire others to overcome their own challenges with grace and dignity. Chapter 6. Practice nonviolent communication. In the midst of conflict, communication is often the key to resolution. Stoicism teaches us the importance of practicing nonviolent communication, of speaking with clarity and empathy. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." By embodying the virtues of honesty and integrity in our speech, we create an atmosphere of trust and mutual respect, laying the groundwork for constructive dialogue and conflict resolution. Nonviolent communication is not just about words, it is also about listening with an open heart and mind. Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." By listening attentively to the concerns and perspectives of others, we foster empathy and understanding, bridging the gap between adversaries and finding common ground. Chapter 7. Seek common ground. In the midst of conflict, it is easy to focus on our differences, to see our adversary as the enemy. Stoicism teaches us to seek common ground, to recognize our shared humanity amidst the chaos of battle. As Seneca wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more from imagination than from reality." By focusing on our common goals and aspirations, we transcend the petty squabbles of ego and ambition, finding unity in diversity. Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." By rising above the desire for vengeance and retaliation, we embody the true spirit of Stoicism, turning enemies into allies and adversaries into friends. Chapter 8. Practice forgiveness. In the aftermath of conflict, true healing begins with forgiveness. Stoicism teaches us the importance of practicing forgiveness, of letting go of past grievances and resentments. As Epictetus wrote, "The key is to keep company only with people who uplift you, whose presence calls forth your best." By releasing our attachment to anger and resentment, we free ourselves from the burden of the past, finding peace and reconciliation in the present moment. But forgiveness is not just about letting go of our own pain. It is also about extending compassion to others. Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us, "Anger, if not restrained, is frequently more hurtful to us than the injury that provokes it." By practicing empathy and understanding, we create a space for healing and reconciliation, transforming enemies into allies and adversaries into friends. In the labyrinth of life, we are constantly confronted with adversaries, real or perceived, challenging us to rise above our primal instincts and embrace a higher path. Stoicism offers us a guiding light in the darkest of times, teaching us how to conquer our enemies without ever raising a sword. Through the mastery of our emotions, the cultivation of inner strength, and the practice of forgiveness, we transcend the petty squabbles of ego and ambition, finding unity in diversity and peace in the midst of conflict. As students of Stoicism, let us embrace these 8 powerful strategies to destroy our enemies without ever engaging in combat, and in so doing, let us strive to embody the highest ideals of human excellence and virtue.